What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. I got a little bit of extra for you. It is August 9th, 2022. I am JD from New York, as always, coming to you from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Tuesday afternoons, wherever you may be. John Laurinaitis is finally officially fired. He was quietly let go by WWE. I got news on Karrion Kross and where Triple H is going to position him and on what brand he's going to work for. When did Sasha Banks and Naomi agree to come back to the WWE? We got two AEW stars who apparently think they were treated better in WWE compared to their time right now in AEW. And are we headed towards Roman Reigns and The Rock at WrestleMania? Dave Meltzer seems to believe that this is 100% the going plan for WrestleMania in Los Angeles next year. All this plus so much more right here on OTS. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 likes minimum on today's OTS Extra. And follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. All the links are down below in the description of this very video. And if you missed all the content on the channel, everything you need is on the homepage right now. So go check it out if you want more OTS. John Laurinaitis has quietly been fired by WWE. PW Insider is reporting that his termination is official, and it happened within the last week or so, and it was kept quiet to just a small group of people. Laurinaitis had been with the company since March 2021 after the purchase of WCW. A couple of months later, he was promoted to the Director of Talent Relations, and in 2009, he became the Executive Vice President of Talent Relations in World Wrestling Entertainment. He also appeared on and off camera in authority roles, and he was featured regularly on the E-Series Total Bellas with his wife, Kathy, and daughters-in-law, Nikki and Brie Bella. John Laurinaitis was ousted in the bombshell report from the Wall Street Journal with the Vince McMahon hush money investigation. Apparently, he was an accomplice to Vince McMahon in this particular situation, said to have a golden parachute, even if it got to this point, and the WWE would give him, quote unquote, the golden parachute, pretty much taking care of him in life after WWE. Get him out! Now that it's officially confirmed that John Laurinaitis is gone, now we can start working on Bruce Pritchard. And then after Bruce, we can start working on Kevin Dunn. And then we'll have the four horsemen of WWE, the four horsemen of the fucking WWE apocalypse, out. Goodbye. Nobody misses him. The roster hated John Laurinaitis being there. I'd be shocked if anybody enjoyed John Laurinaitis being there. This guy was a fucking poison to the WWE, a womanizer. He hated women's professional wrestling. He was one of Vince McMahon's trusted employees. Get him out. Get him out. Drain the swamp. And it's slowly being drained one by one by one. The head of the snake is cut off. Vince McMahon's gone. John Laurinaitis is gone. Now Bruce Pritchard is next in line. And then Kevin Dunn. And then we can all really fucking celebrate with a bunch of cold beverages and just enjoy life after WWE with Vince McMahon gone and all of his cronies no longer there. This is excellent news. I told you guys, oh, well, he's not fired. He was fired. He was going to be on his way to fired. I just sped up the process a little bit. So there you go. John Laurinaitis is gone, quietly fired from World Wrestling Entertainment. Got a rumor killer on Vince McMahon. Apparently people, and listen, man, I've said this to you guys. I've said this live on air. If you believe Vince McMahon is still running Gotham City from the fucking bowels of Gotham City, if you think this man is running WWE from the shadows, I would not argue with you. In fact, I get why you would say that. There's nothing here that would shock me at all if this was somehow true. But I honestly think we can take a sigh of relief. We could take a deep breath and just let it out, right? Vince McMahon is not running things in WWE right now. Even though he still is the majority shareholder of the company, he still owns 80% of the controlling stock in the company. But there is a rumor killer on Vince McMahon still running things in WWE. There's been a rumor going around, several rumors going around, making the rounds on social media that Vince McMahon might still be running things even though he's not physically present backstage or coming into the company meetings. Now, this is not the case at all, and you guys don't have anything to worry about. It should be obvious to anyone who's been watching the shows the last week or so, but I don't think anything that we saw on television this week would be Vince McMahon-esque. I mean, you guys watched the show. Ricochet opened SmackDown, big statement match with him and Baron Corbin. Tommaso Ciampa, Raw is Ciampa. Shayna Baszler is the number one contender for the SmackDown Women's Championship. The United States Championship has been a focus on Monday Night Raw. Triple H has given us more pro wrestling on Monday night than any WWE Raw on Monday that I can remember that was Vince McMahon. So we are definitely in a new era. I said before, I think you guys can take a big sigh. Breathe it in, man. Just let it out. A nice sigh of relief that Vince McMahon is not there. PW Insider is reporting that McMahon is not involved in any official capacity beyond owning the majority of the company's stock. McMahon legally cannot hire or fire anyone. Obviously, I forgot. How could I forget? This was the biggest thing of the entire week. Karrion Kross brought back to WWE. That would not be a move Vince McMahon would have made. Dakota Kai showing up at SummerSlam. Io Shirai getting called up from NXT. These are not Vince McMahon or Bruce Pritchard moves. These are all done by Paul Levesque. Vince McMahon has nothing to do with anything that's going on right now. PW Insider added that McMahon has not been to the WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut since his resignation after the Wall Street Journal stories about his NDA cover-up, affairs, sexual misconduct with ex-employees and talent. McMahon was recently removed from the internal list of performers, and his name was removed from the backstage area during SummerSlam weekend. There is no longer a room designated as Vince's office. God knows what the fuck happened in there. Instead, we have an office for the CEO and for the head of talent relations, Paul Levesque. As for the private gym at the Titan Tower, no one has heard of him going there. Prior to his exit, McMahon was known to work out during the late hours of the evening. 3 a.m. was his preferred workout time every night or every morning. For anyone thinking that McMahon is still running things, keep in mind that if that were to be the case, criminal charges could be brought forward, and no one in the company wants that, especially as they try to move away from the negative headlines with World Wrestling Entertainment. Vince McMahon's not in charge, guys. Vince McMahon, I think, after what we saw tonight, in all seriousness, not tonight, but this past week, I think in all seriousness, we don't have anything to worry about with Vince McMahon running the show. I honestly think there was, and I mentioned everything on Sunday's show. If you guys want to go back and check that out, it is a great listen. Everything we mentioned, man, we went over the Triple H report card and everything that he did, and we're going to do the same thing this week for week 2, man. I enjoy doing this type of shit. We're going to go over everything at the end of this week and continue to go over the changes that he's gradually making to the product. These are changes that Vince McMahon would have never allowed to have happen on television. Commentary being a little bit more organic, bullet points for promos, banned words coming back to television. WWE Universe no longer being said by Michael Cole is referencing WWE fans. Wrestling, pro wrestling, wrestler are allowed back on television. Roman Reigns mentioned that Paul Heyman went to the hospital on Friday Night SmackDown and not the medical facility. These may be minor things, but these are big things in the grand scheme of things because we know they wouldn't be happening under Vince McMahon. NXT accolades being mentioned on television. You see who Triple H adores and wants to see in a high priority spot. I mean, everything is just blatant. Everything is there. We waited for this. So Vince McMahon, with everything that we saw as far as change goes, Vince McMahon is a part of none of it. So I don't think you guys have anything to worry about. But I do get the hesitation on some. Oh, Vince McMahon still is in control of the company. He owns most of the stock. I wouldn't be surprised if he's running the show from the shadows. Listen, man, I get it. I like to put on my conspiracy hat every now and then as well. But I can honestly tell you guys, and you know I would not bullshit you, I don't think Vince McMahon has anything to do with what's going on here. Now, the other thing is, if you guys want to tell me in a rebuttal, well, if Vince McMahon is cleared of all these charges, and that is a major if, would he walk on back into the company and kind of take over where he left off? No. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that is going to be a thing. He resigned, he retired, he's done. Goodbye. John Laurinaitis, Vince McMahon out. Next is Bruce. Next is Kevin Dunn. And then, like I said, we could throw a nice fucking ticker tape parade and have a great WWE from this point forward. Moving on, man. Karrion Kross. He was one of the big changes in WWE. He showed up on Friday Night SmackDown attacking Drew McIntyre. Fans of Karrion Kross and Scarlett can expect to see them featured a lot on television in the weeks and months to come. PW Insider reports that both of them have officially been added to the internal SmackDown roster, and Kross will be slotted as the number 2 heel behind Roman Reigns on Friday Night SmackDown, setting up another credible heel on SmackDown. And the brand is important because Reigns is working a very limited schedule and doesn't appear on TV every single week. PW Insider added that the plan is for Scarlett to manage Kross and not wrestle, and there are no plans for her to wrestle right now, but that door is open if something does present itself. During their previous run when Vince McMahon was in charge, Scarlett was kept off TV because they wanted her to wrestle. Apparently she got injured, and WWE, they ruined the entire act of Karrion Kross coming up from NXT because of them pulling Scarlett. On top of that, they put Kross in a fucking Super Shredder costume. They gave him Steve Urkel suspenders. He was the NXT champion. His debut match, he lost in 90 seconds to Jeff Hardy while undefeated, and they buried him from the word go. He was not treated as special. They took the entrance away. They took Scarlett away. They gave him this ridiculous outfit. They didn't really give him any credibility at all. They absolutely ruined him. So Scarlett was kept off TV. Kross did not have Scarlett. He didn't have anything Triple H had presented to him in NXT on the main roster. Kross and Scarlett reportedly kept in touch with WWE over the last couple of months after they were released. Obviously, Triple H is a big-time supporter of both of them, and he's the reason why they are back. Kross and Scarlett returned this past Friday, like I said in the closing segment, attacking Drew McIntyre and putting the hourglass, the sands of time, right in front of Roman Reigns, signifying that his title run may be coming to an end. Kross attacked Drew from behind. Scarlett left the hourglass in the ring for Reigns, so it's clear that there will be an eventual showdown between either Kross or McIntyre, Kross or Reigns, or all three in a triple threat match. The way things were laid out, it looks like the Universal Championship match at Clash at the Castle could become a little bit more interesting. I'm glad Kross is back. Triple H obviously is going to correct everything that Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon fucked up on. And the one thing that I'm really happy about is that fucking Bruce Pritchard is there. Bruce Pritchard is there on the creative team, looking at how things should have been done. And he's holding in that fucking anger. And he's like, yes, boss. Yes, boss. Yes, boss. If I'm Triple H, I'd be like, Bruce, you see that? That's how it should have been done. What you guys did before was a complete fucking disaster. Look at them now. So the first point I want to make is I'm glad Bruce Pritchard is there in this case so we could see what a real creative fucking team does and how they should be doing it the right way. Number 2, I mentioned this on Sunday night when we did the live stream. Now, how do we do Kross Reigns or Kross McIntyre or what was reported that USA Network wants the WWE title back on Monday Night Raw because Roman Reigns refuses to work Monday night? So what do we do with that? Now, one idea is to maybe take the Money in the Bank contract, give it to Kross, have him beat Theory, and cash in on a title. I don't think that's a likely scenario. It is an idea that is a feasible one if they want to go and explore it. Number 2, we could do maybe what we did with Bryan and Triple H, and then Bryan going to the main event of WrestleMania 30. Kross, he would probably get a championship match if they really want to take one title off of Roman and put it back on Monday Night Raw. What if we get Kross and Reigns in the open of Clash at the Castle, and then we get Roman and Drew at the end of Clash at the Castle? Now, this presents a problem. I don't really know what they're going to do about this. Now, Kross seems to really throw a wrench into the creative of everything here with Roman Reigns. I really don't want to see Kross beat Roman Reigns in any way, shape, or form. I love Kross. I think Kross is great. I just don't think Kross should be beating Reigns at any point. He just made his return to the company. Roman Reigns has these titles for 700 plus days. Well, the Universal title anyway, but he is the champion for over 700 days as far as the Universal Championship is concerned. He has both championships. In a perfect world, if you were to ask me, JD, what would you do with Roman Reigns and who would you have beat Roman Reigns? In a perfect world, I would have Cody Rhodes win the Royal Rumble, go through Seth Rollins at the end, and give them a Shawn Michaels Undertaker-esque final two in the Royal Rumble. Have Cody vanquish Seth Rollins, go on to beat Roman at WrestleMania, and give him the WWE Championship. Because that's the title that is synonymous with his father. That's what I would do. In a perfect world, it's Cody and Roman at WrestleMania, and Cody is the first guy after all this time to pin and beat Roman Reigns. That's my perfect scenario. Kross is not a perfect scenario. No matter how much of a fan I am of Kross, I don't think that's the perfect scenario. In fact, the only thing I see Kross doing here is being put in a match against Drew McIntyre in the open of Clash at the Castle, and then having Drew go on and beat Roman Reigns for the Universal and WWE Championships, a la Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30. This is going to be Drew's coming out party. Do I think Drew McIntyre should be the one to beat Roman Reigns? No, I don't. I don't think that's the right man for the job. Cody Rhodes is the right man for the job, but I find it very difficult to believe that you're booking this show in front of 60,000, 65,000 people in one of the biggest matches of the entire year for WWE in what could realistically be, Drew McIntyre's backyard. You're going to have him go to Europe for a show that he's been lobbying for ever since he stepped foot back in the WWE, and you're going to have him in his backyard lose in the final closing segment of Clash of the Castle. I find that very difficult to believe. Now, again, I want to stress these to you. Should Drew McIntyre be the one to take the titles from Roman Reigns? No, I don't think Drew McIntyre should pin Roman Reigns. But I find it difficult that he doesn't get to that point and beat Roman Reigns for both championships. What they do from that point on to get the WWE title back on Monday Night Raw, I don't know. Maybe Drew wins the fucking titles and he drops the WWE title because he said it in his promos. We have a non-existent champion. We have a part-time champion. I'm not going to be that part-time champion. I'm going to take one of these titles, and the right thing to do is put this title back on Monday Night Raw, and they could have a tournament for the WWE Championship. And Seth Rollins could win the WWE title, or whoever you want to win the WWE title, Matt Riddle, or a returning Randy Orton. Whichever the case may be, that may be fun if they want to go explore that. But my take here with all of this Kross nonsense, now that he's back, I think Kross and McIntyre open Clash at the Castle. McIntyre goes through Kross, and then McIntyre gets Reigns in the main event, and they really present, this is going to be his WrestleMania. This is going to be his yes movement. This is going to be Drew McIntyre's Bryan Danielson moment. He's going to beat Kross, get through Kross. They're going to make Kross look fucking great in defeat, and then he's going to go on to beat Roman. Simple. I don't think Kross should pin Roman. I don't think there should be a triple threat match. One round or one fall for the WWE title and the other fall for the Universal title. Roman Reigns should not lose. That's my thing. If there's one guy, it's Cody. If it has to be anybody else, it's got to be at Clash of the Castle. That's just my take there. Originally, I said maybe Austin Theory is going to be the one to take the titles because he's got the Money in the Bank briefcase, and that still could be the case. McIntyre could pin Roman Reigns, and Austin Theory at the end of all this could be the WWE Heavyweight Universal Champion. I don't know. But the thing is, it's unpredictable. The thing is, we got a couple of different scenarios that we could go and do. That's what makes it fun. That's what makes it great. But Kross and Reigns, I think that's the one thing we got to just kind of nix. Get it out of our minds. That's not the right move at all. Speaking of Roman, there is news on Roman and Dwayne at WrestleMania 39 for the main event of WrestleMania in Los Angeles. Now, I don't know if this is going to happen or not. Obviously, it depends on The Rock's schedule. But Dave Meltzer is talking about this and says via the Wrestling Observer Radio that the current plan is indeed this to headline WrestleMania. He says, and I quote, "It's the plan. It's 100% the plan for this year's WrestleMania. But the idea is it's the plan if he can do it." That's the thing. That's the kicker. Can he do it? If he can do it. We're still months and months away. So many opportunities and things like that may come up that are far more important than WrestleMania. Again, listen, if Roman Reigns is going to drop the titles, and we do see him drop the titles at Clash at the Castle, that's the last time he'll hold either one of those championships because he's a limited part-time performer. And I've said it once, and I'm going to say it again. If you're going to do Rock and Roman, it does not need to be for the WWE title or the Universal title. No titles on the line with Roman and Rock at all. It doesn't need it. It sells itself. Cody should be the WWE champion coming out of WrestleMania. I don't give a shit who the champion is. WWE champion. Whoever the WWE champion is, it's got to be somebody, whether it's Orton or Rollins or somebody. Cody Rhodes has to be the WWE champion coming out of WrestleMania. I would love for Cody to pin Roman. I don't even want to see this match. I'd rather see Cody and Roman instead of Roman and Rock. That's just me. But if WWE is going to do it, there's no better time to do it than Los Angeles. And if WWE is going to do it, this could be the only time that they ever get The Rock ever again. He's aging. He's getting older. He's not getting any younger. He looks great. But movies and maybe a potential presidential run for him, who the fuck knows what this guy's got coming up? If you have him now, then they're going to go and do that. And it may be the one time that you get him and the only time that you may be able to get him. But like I said before, if you're asking me which one I want and what's the perfect scenario, Cody and Roman at WrestleMania. But this match, if it does happen, does not need to be for any world championships at all in the main event. Our next story comes in the form of AEW, and it's because of this tweet. Apparently, Miro and Andrade El Idolo liked this tweet, and it says, and I quote, "Tony Khan, so you signed Miro to AEW away from rival organization to just have him do what exactly? Didn't think I'd miss the day would come that I miss. Maybe he should go back and take a fucking vocabulary class or a spelling class or a fucking grammar class. Didn't think I'd miss the day would come that I miss Rusev Day. He's been used worse with y'all that he was in WWE. Same goes with Andrade El Idolo." Miro liked this tweet as well. "Are you still in AEW? Seems like you had it better in WWE." Now, Miro and Andrade do not wrestle every week, and neither does most of the talent because Tony Khan likes to keep things fresh by cycling people in and out of storylines and cycling people on and off television. Do you guys want rematches every fucking week? Leave Tony Khan to do what Tony Khan needs to do to make sure the show runs smoothly. AEW's been keeping Miro and Andrade involved on TV. Andrade and Rush have a great match coming up this Wednesday in a tornado-style tag team match with the Lucha Brothers, and Miro is involved with a program with the House of Black, Sting, and Darby Allin. So why are you looking into this when there's really nothing to look into? These fucking geeks, they want their 15 minutes, and that's exactly what they do. They get their 15 minutes like me. I'm talking about these fucking clowns on the goddamn show because Miro and Andrade like two tweets. Miro just signed a 3-year extension. He just signed a 3-year extension with AEW. If Miro was so fucking unhappy, he wouldn't have re-signed with the fucking company. People are ridiculous. They're looking to start this WWE and AEW war between the fucking fans on social media. It is not that serious. Andrade was injured. He wanted to make sure he was injured for weeks. He wanted to make sure he was cleared so he could wrestle alongside his fucking father-in-law. Miro's on television in a program with Sting and Darby Allin with the House of Black. I mean, do you fucking watch it? It sounds like these people don't know what's going on. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh my God, I like the tweet. Oh my God, I like this tweet. Why don't you go fucking outside and touch some grass? Jesus Christ. And finally, backstage news on when Sasha Banks and Naomi agreed to return to W. Maybe I should do this over here, man. Like Sasha Banks taking a picture. Can you see me? No. See those fucking pictures that Sasha Banks took of her and herself with fans? At C2E2, my goodness, man. What a ridiculous fucking thing. Ridiculous. Sasha Banks and Naomi are coming back to WWE. No doubt in my mind. I don't have any confirmation on this, but I am a betting man when it comes to Sasha Banks and Naomi, and they will be back. There's no way on this fucking planet that Paul Levesque is letting them walk. No. No way. Dave Meltzer said this on The Observer, and I quote, last week, which was the last I checked, you can guarantee that Meltzer doesn't really give you a solid answer here, but he's going to dance around the fucking topic as long as he can. Last week, which is the last I checked, the contract hadn't been signed, but they were all expecting that it was happening. They were all on the same page. I was basically told it's as good as done, but they haven't signed, so it could fall through. They may have already signed by now a week ago, but as of a week ago, I was told that they were back. It could be tomorrow. It could be in a couple of weeks. It's whatever day they want. They are probably pacing things. You don't know what show that they will show up on. You don't want to show all your cards in week one after Triple H taking over. You want to have something big to talk about every week for the next couple of weeks. An agreement in principle was reached over a week ago. He didn't really give any answer at all. He gave you like 6 answers in one fucking paragraph. Now, yes, WWE announced the women's tag team title tournament beginning on Monday last night, on Monday Night Raw. During Friday Night SmackDown, they announced this. It's expected that Banks and Naomi will be involved in some way. If they are not in the tournament, then they would be involved in a feud with whoever gets to be crowned the new champions in WWE. I would do like some renegade rogue shit. Just have them show up and cause fucking DQs everywhere. Honestly. I would have them fucking get involved, and all the tag team matches that happen, I'd just get them involved and just fucking beat the shit out of every team that ends up winning their round matches in the tournament. Have them sitting by ringside. Have them infiltrate. Have them, really, this is what I want them to do. I want them to take their fucking storyline and turn it into a fucking angle. Or their real life situation, whatever the fuck happened. They're walking. I want them to take their walkout and make it into a real life situation. Seriously. If I know anything of Triple H, he's absolutely going to go and do that. So whatever is the reason here, the case with Sasha Banks and Naomi, if they did indeed sign, and they're keeping it very hush-hush and nobody knows anything, I would have it secretive, and I would show them on television kind of acting as if they're free agents. Nobody knows if they're signed or not. Have them be paying customers to the fucking venue. Seriously. Have them turn all what they did into a major storyline. And whether they're in the tournament or not, they're going to be involved in some way. That's my feeling. Whether they're in the tournament and they win the fucking tournament, or they're not in the tournament, they should definitely meet the champions at some point. Whether it happens at Clash at the Castle or after Clash at the Castle, whatever the case may be. They are going to be involved in those tag team championships when there is a new champion crowned, or if they are vying for the championships themselves. They will absolutely be involved. Sasha Banks and Naomi are going to be back in the WWE, but that's the beauty of Triple H. You don't know when they are going to show up. Guys, that's all I got. If you enjoyed this extra, hit that thumbs up down below. Like I said, 1,000 likes minimum on today's OTS Extra. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below, turn on the bell for all notifications. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. And go check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. Guys, I will see you tonight live for NXT. Until then, enjoy your Tuesdays, and I'll see you live from the OTS venue tonight for NXT.